Hey guys, welcome back. Today I want to introduce to you one of my favorite rifles of all time. This is the Springfield Armory M1A SOCOM 16. Now, a lot of you are familiar with Springfield Armory and know that the M1A platform is what really put them on the map. The M1A is basically a civilian version copy of the U.S. rifle M14. It saw brief service in the 60s. Did some service in Vietnam, and was later replaced by the M16, as we all know is still in production or still in use today by the military. Now, it did see limited use during the global war on terror, mainly as a sniper platform or a longer range weapon. They were pulling them out of storage right and left to give to the guys that were headed to the hills of Afghanistan. They needed something that could go from ridge to ridge, and it served the need. But we have the civilian version, and it's the M1A, as I said. This SOCOM 16 has the 16-inch barrel, and it is the most compact M1A that you can buy. A while back, I had a full-size M1A, and I was very impressed with its accuracy and its reliability. But to me, being a full-size battle rifle, it was just a little too long and a little too cumbersome. So, I was in the infantry in the late 80s, and back then we were just starting to develop tactics of fire and maneuver, and that means a lot of rounds going down range to cover yourself and your buddies as you are either attacking or falling back, right? So that takes a lot of ammunition, and that's one of the main reasons, of course, that they went with the 5.56, because you could carry more ammunition and be able to provide that cover fire for those tactics. But when we did that, we lost a lot of effective firepower. Now the 308 or the 7.62 by 51, it's a good size cartridge. Most of you are familiar with it, I'm sure. This is a 20-round M14 magazine. This is pretty much a standard magazine. They do make smaller ones for states that have magazine restrictions, of course, and for hunting. But the 20 is pretty well standard. And of course, you have the 30-round AR platform magazine with the 5.56. Now, as you can see, the the difference is drastic. This would be a sledgehammer compared to just a hammer. Now, the 308 caliber has many different loads available today to fill a lot of different needs. You have your 150 grain soft points for hunting, which is very, very popular. A lot of deer is taken all over the country with that round, mostly in bolt actions, but also there's quite a few M1As I'm sure are out there hunting. This 16-inch barrel version would be a great brush gun. It would be excellent for deer hunting in areas that there's not a very long shot, and it would be very handy for that, and I'm sure a lot of people are using it that way. Now, the SOCOM 16, as most of you may know, it originally came out with a forward-mounted scout-style scope mount. It actually bolted to the barrel and protruded through a hole that was milled out of the handguard. I didn't care for that because I was not going to put any kind of an optic on this rifle. I wanted to keep it slick, old school, peep sight. That's what I wanted. So I did away with that. I put a standard M14 handguard on after I painted it with some truck bed liner spray can stuff. It did really well. It matched up some texture with the texture of the black stock that's on this. And it's pretty durable stuff, and it's been on here for years. I've had this rifle for many years now. The muzzle brake that is on the SOCOM 16, it is very effective, but it is also very loud. It has that drawback. So if you are in any kind of an enclosed space, even with hearing protection, you're going to definitely feel the concussion. It will rack your head. Anyone standing beside you, they're going to feel it as well. So be aware of that. But like I said, it is very effective. It keeps that muzzle down level and really helps with those follow-up shots. Now, all the other controls and extras on this rifle are all the same as a standard M1A. I believe it has a bit of a different style gas system, best I recall. And it's probably tuned more towards the shorter barrel, of course. And they did a great job with it because I never have a malfunction with this rifle. I've shot it several hundred times over the years, and honestly, it has really spent way more time in the safe than it should have. I've never wanted to get rid of this rifle just because of the role that I have in mind for it to serve. And that kind of brings me up to the question of, is the rifles like this, the SOCOM 16s, the 308 battle rifles, are they even still relevant today? And the answer to that is absolutely yes. I believe that every person that has any kind of mind toward security or a Minuteman mentality or something like that, you should have a 308 in your toolbox. Every element that, say, a patrol group going out on a patrol in case things go sideways in the world, someone on that patrol certainly should have a 308 battle rifle. You never know when you need to reach out, or you never know when you need that extra firepower to put big holes in something. So you should certainly have a 308 in your toolbox. Myself, the role that this rifle would play would be, for example, what I call a truck gun. A lot of you hear people say truck gun. To me, that's somebody that is going to buy a rifle they don't really care about and leave it in the truck, maybe under the seat or something. That's not what I mean. This rifle would be perfect to take along on a if you have to go out in the bad world, if things go sideways. This would be an excellent rifle for someone to have in the passenger seat riding shotgun. You put the right kind of ammunition in this, even if it's just a full metal jacket, that would probably be best, honestly, to try to stop a vehicle that is trying to run you off the road, or someone is trying to do you harm from another vehicle. You could put a few rounds into the engine block with this thing, and you're going to stop it more than likely. Now, a 5.56 would struggle there, of course. Also, this would certainly penetrate door skins and everything in between a whole lot better than a 5.56. Now, I realize that you can get the green tip 5.56, which is basically a armor-piercing round, sort of, and it will do that. But that is a much smaller round that is going through that door. The 308 packs a punch. I believe in having different weights of bullets, different ammunition on hand to serve different roles. As I said, the 150 soft point's great for hunting. I believe it's a 147 grain full metal jacket is pretty well standard, if I'm not mistaken there. And the very popular 168 grain hollow point match bullet, boat tail match bullets, extremely accurate. You're not really going so much for accuracy out of this 16-inch rifle, but it does some serious damage whenever it hits, your target. You're talking about a hollow point bullet that's basically going to peel back and pretty much just explode upon impact. So, that is certainly something that you would want. So that makes things very versatile. Keep a bunch of that different ammunition. But even if you just are able to get full metal jacket, you're still good. You're talking about a very large hunk of lead that's going to do a lot of damage when it gets there. So certainly stock up on that for sure. But yeah, guys, this, as I said, this is one of my favorite rifles, and I have kept it slick, as I said. I simply wanted the peep sights, and on the SOCOM, it has the night sight. And that's pretty much the only thing really different about it, I would say, other than the physical size. They all load the same. The M1A, the magazine, it is a rock-in style loading. You have a hole in the front of that magazine that catches on the guide rod, I believe. And once you catch that hook up there, you hook it in, you rock it down, and now you're loaded. You simply rack the charging handle back, charge around, as I'm sure you know. And this does have a last round hold open, so that bolt will be held open upon the last round being fired from the magazine. When that happens, you simply load another magazine, grab your charging handle, which will be locked to the rear, grab it and release it, and you've chambered another round and you're ready to go again. Also, the M1As have the flip-up butt plate. This is, of course, all metal, very heavy duty, and gives new meaning to the word butt stroke. The Army of my days, we practiced bayonet drills, and the butt stroke was pretty famous. And I really wondered if that M16 plastic stock would hold up to that, but never had the chance to try that out. But I know that this will hold up to becoming a weapon if need be. But yeah, so this flips up, and that basically rests on your shoulder, as I understand it. Rests on your shoulder while being in the prone. Helps with that position of shooting. You also have the compartment in the back that holds the cleaning kit. And yes, so that's pretty familiar. And I'm sure you know that the M1A or the M14 shares a lot of similarities with its grandparent, you might say, the M1 Garand. They basically took a Garand and made it magazine fed and made it a little more suitable to today's ammunition that has higher pressures and things like that. But yeah, it has good roots going all the way back to the M1 Garand, which we all know is extremely tough. So yeah, now as I was saying, the role that I see this rifle playing for me personally would be to take along on vehicular excursions, you might say, and have someone have it as riding shotgun. I think that it would really serve that role well. But also, I mean, I have set up, I started setting up this vest here, and this is just a cheap plate carrier vest that I snagged a while back. And I've had different magazine pouches over the years, and I discovered that a double AR magazine pouch will hold a single M14 magazine very well. And it's a little snug, but yeah, you're putting one magazine in a pouch designed for two, but still it utilizes the space well, and I do recommend that. So yeah, I'm setting up this vest. It's simply going to hold 5 magazines. Still got some more pouches and this and that to put on there, but you get the point. So yeah, I'm going to have this vest dedicated to this rifle, so that if I decide I want to take a 308 out for whatever reason, this SOCOM will fill the bill, and I'll have a vest ready to go with the ammunition on board. So I definitely will be ready for that. So guys, there you go, the M1A SOCOM 16, and it is one of my favorite rifles of all time, and it certainly packs a punch. I think I'll keep it. All right, guys, until next time.